Right now on Denver 7 News at 6 a.m., a tragedy at a Metro apartment complex.
I want to know how they died. It's important for me to know this is my neighborhood, this is where I live.
5 people found dead while a woman and infant survived.
I'm Denver 7's Veronica Acosta. We're live in Commerce City as investigators piece together what happened.
It's a Denver 7 Weather Action Day. We are in the 30s and 40s right now. 24 hours from now, it's going to be single digits down to near zero, and it's going to stay cold for most of the week. Details on just how cold coming up.
Some unusual bidders are throwing their hats into the ring to buy the Broncos. The group hoping to use cryptocurrency to purchase the team.
And that's a wrap for the Winter Olympics. New this morning, inspiring words from Colorado's Michaela Schifrin as she comes home empty-handed.
You can fail and not be a failure.
And we start with weather this morning. Right now, it's a calm start to the week, but changes are on the way. We're under a Denver 7 Weather Action Day as another blast of winter weather heads our way. Here's a look from Futurecast. Over the next several days, some areas could see up to 10 inches of snow.
Doesn't look like that right now. Really pretty start to our day, but our team is helping you stay ahead of this latest winter storm. Katie is here tracking the roads on a busy holiday weekend. A lot of people returning from the mountains today. Want to start with meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo, though, because the drop in temperatures is staggering today.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to stay ahead of it, you might just want to get on a flight to Hawaii, because we're going to be in the single digits and teens for the next few days. No way around it. Right now, you can see some of that snow now starting to hit the western slope. Here in town, it was a beautiful sunrise you saw from that shot. Little mix of sun and clouds early on. Things are pretty quiet right now, but we're tracking a big change here within the next 24 hours. 38 in Denver right now. Winds are out of the southwest at right around 5 to about 10 miles per hour, and we'll see a fairly decent warm up. Now we're going to hit our high right around 50 degrees by noon, by lunchtime. It's then going to get colder from there. We'll drop back down to near freezing, it looks like, for the commute tonight, and then light snow will develop this evening, and then by early tomorrow morning, well, I'll show you here in just a minute just how cold it is. But highs today right around 48 to near 50 degrees. This is going to be the last time that we are above freezing until it looks like Friday afternoon. So for the next few days, it'll be really cold. Take a look at tomorrow's wake up forecast just to give you an idea what we're in for. That'll wake you up, Katie. Temps down into the single digits tomorrow morning. I'll show you just how cold it's going to get early Wednesday morning coming up.
Yikes. So definitely be prepared for changing road conditions tonight through early tomorrow morning. Some slick spots possible, especially here across the metro area. This morning, though, all is pretty lightly traveled on this President's Day in terms of our major thoroughfares. We are seeing some volume pick up on US 6 and I-25. Let's take you to the map. One crash to report. This is on southbound Kipling in Lakewood, right there by Eber Elementary School by 15th Place. One lane is closed southbound Kipling at this hour. Through downtown Denver, you can see I-25, plenty of green on the map, running very smooth. And then for drive times right now, out to the airport, I-25 to I-70, I-25 out to Pena Boulevard will only take about 11 minutes. Up near Boulder, an 8-minute drive from Interlochen to Baseline and to and from the mountains right now. We're not seeing any problems, but be prepared for winter weather later on today through the high country.
Well, to stay ahead of the next winter storm arriving today, download the free Denver 7 Plus app for your cell phone or your streaming device. We have a 24/7 weather stream, also an interactive radar and an hour-by-hour forecast there. You can download it to Roku, Amazon, Apple, or Android.
This morning, a Colorado community is coping with an unthinkable tragedy.
Police found 5 people dead inside a Commerce City apartment yesterday. An infant was also inside. That baby and another woman were found alive. We have team coverage, though, this morning, starting with Veronica Acosta live in Commerce City with where this investigation stands. And Veronica, it's pointing in a really dangerous direction.
It is, and police are really still piecing together exactly what happened here, but you can see it behind me, that police tape, it is gone. Those police officers, those investigators also gone this morning. So let's run you through exactly what we know. We know 3 women and 2 men were found dead inside of a unit at this apartment complex here in Commerce City. This is called the North Range Crossings apartment complex. Police found the 5 adults after being called around 3:45 yesterday afternoon. Now, still unclear what exactly led to the death of all 5 of those adults, but police did say they found substances that could be described as, quote, illicit narcotics inside of the unit. They said no hazardous gas was detected inside. One woman and then that 4-month-old baby were also in that unit, but police did say that they were okay. Commerce City Chief of Police Clint Nichols expressed how grateful he was those two were fine, but he also shared how tough of a situation this is going to be for that 4-month-old baby.
There are some people dead inside of an apartment and an infant lived. I hope the parents were not in there, but been doing this long enough, I would probably be safe to suggest that the parents probably were inside. And so for the infant, yeah, that's going to be a long time without parents.
And police did make it clear there's no threat to the community or the public here as they continue this investigation. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to tell you how neighbors are feeling this morning. We're live in Commerce City. I'm Veronica Acosta, number 7.
I know a lot of hearts are broken this morning, Veronica. Christian Lopez continues our team coverage. Christian, the district attorney says early indications show drugs might be the cause.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely a very tragic situation. We did speak with District Attorney Brian Mason, who represents Commerce City. He was out here on the scene last night. He says the preliminary reports show that the 5 people believed they were taking one drug, but it was actually fentanyl. Now, he says it's still too early to tell, but early reports are showing this right now. Mason said they have their suspicions as to what drugs the adults believed they were taking, but they're not releasing that information right now. One thing he did say loud and clear, though, is that no drugs are safe.
Folks are taking drugs thinking they're cocaine or heroin or meth, even sometimes marijuana, certainly other opioids like drugs that people think are legal. And they're laced with fentanyl. And fentanyl is a killer, and it's a quick killer. And fentanyl is way throughout our community right now. It's all throughout the United States, and it is killing people who unsuspectedly think they're taking a different kind of drug.
And he says it's hard to track where the drugs are coming from, but they are looking into that right now. This is being treated as a criminal investigation, and he says penalties for distribution need to increase to prevent this type of nightmare situation from happening. We are live in Commerce City. I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Yeah, it is so scary. All right, thank you, Christian. Well, looking internationally in a final effort to prevent a war between Russia and Ukraine, President Biden has agreed to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin this week, but only if Russia does not invade first. Sources tell ABC News Russian commanders have been given the order to prepare to strike, and Russian troops have been conducting massive military drills near the Ukrainian border. The Kremlin says those will continue. The U.S. says Russia is creating lists of Ukrainians to be killed or sent to camps after soldiers move in. This weekend, Ukrainians in Colorado rallied in solidarity at our state capitol. Those with family there say this is history repeating itself, and they're worried about the devastating consequences of war. People from other Eastern European countries like Belarus and Lithuania were also at the rally, and they're concerned if Russia invades Ukraine that their home countries might be next.
Your time is now 6:08. People in Broomfield are still finding pieces of the Boeing 777 plane engine that exploded 1 year ago yesterday. United Airlines is still facing passengers' legal claims and lawsuits. Property owners have also filed insurance claims against the airline after the incident damaged their properties. The NTSB has yet to issue a final report on the cause of the engine failure on the flight from Denver to Hawaii.
Tomorrow, the Douglas County School Board will again take up the timeline for the hiring of its next superintendent. And then later this week, a court will start looking into a lawsuit about how the last one was fired. The lawsuit claims the board's conservative majority violated Colorado's open meeting laws in the days leading up to the firing of Superintendent Corey Wise. The law requires that any meeting of 3 or more elected officials be held publicly. The board members involved claim they never met as a group, only having one-on-one conversations and a series of phone calls before voting on his termination. Well, a group of cryptocurrency enthusiasts wants to buy the Broncos. The group is working on a Buy the Broncos DAO, which stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. The group includes a mix of attorneys, accountants, software developers, pro athletes, and at least one mathematician. The goal is to raise $4 billion in cryptocurrency in a very short amount of time. Governor Jared Polis, though, says he's intrigued by it. The man leading the charge says he hopes the possible bid will encourage more DAOs to solve problems like hunger and homelessness.
Well, last night was huge for the NBA's best players. The players squared off in the NBA All-Star game in Cleveland.
Yeah, there was our guy right there, the Nuggets' Nikola Jokic, one of the starters for LeBron James' team. He had 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists, so very productive in his 21 minutes on the court. He played the least amount of minutes among the game starters.
LeBron James hit the game-winning shot to give his team the 163-160 win. Steph Curry was named MVP after setting an all-star record with 16 threes and scoring 50 points. That is impressive.
Yeah.
Lisa?
It is now just about 6:10, and we'll take a look at our dog walking forecast. By noon, we're going to be under a partly sunny sky, a little mix of sun and clouds here through midday. Increasing clouds, though, snow developing later today and tonight. It's going to be pretty light. I'll show you some of the totals and what we're expecting by tomorrow morning coming up, but temperatures will drop. We're down to near freezing by that point, and then it'll be about 30 degrees colder by tomorrow morning. I'll show you just how, cold it's going to get all week long coming up.
Thanks, Lisa. And dry for now to and from the Eisenhower Johnson Memorial Tunnel. Smooth sailing currently on I-70. I'll take you through the Metro traffic report and what it looks like on our roadways here across town coming up.
Procrastinators, beware. Why officials say it's better to get your taxes done early to help beat scammers.
Plus, keeping you safe along one of the busiest roads in the metro, the improvements Denver is considering along Federal Boulevard to better protect pedestrians.